like, every time she asked me, it's like, yeah, I'm a business builder, but I never actually did anything that was a part of the daily behaviors. As far as like inviting and stuff goes. From day one, I worked on my own health and fitness journey. I never skipped a workout, still have never skipped a workout in like 2.5 years. I'll stick with the meal plan. I've never gone a day without Shakeology. So I was getting my own results. And I thought that was like enough, that was, like, yeah, I'm coaching, I'm working my business, I'm a business builder. Even though people said, like you have to do your power hour, you have to do, I kind of just thought that would be good enough. I'd come up with these really good like recipe posts, and I thought they were really good posts, and I'd get like 5 likes and really thought somebody was going to message me asking about my challenge group, and that's just not how it works. So that's just my first 1.5 years of my business. That's kind of how it went. I also like never put it as a priority. I was a full-time teacher, and I felt like coaching was something I always wanted to do, but it honestly felt like a weight on my shoulder because I never put it as a priority. I felt like it was always a burden, and I always procrastinated till the very last second. And because of that, I could have literally, the time it took me to procrastinate it, I could have just gotten the daily behaviors done. But for some reason, like, it just didn't click with me. And sorry, I'm sweating. There's like no air conditioning in my kitchen, and in the office there's like nice fans. And in here, because like the oven's always on, oh my gosh, I'm sweating. So sorry, I'm like wiping my sweat. But I think my internet service is in here. It's better in here. Anyways, so like it always felt like a weight on my shoulder. I just felt like a failure. Like I've always, in everything I've done in life, I've always excelled and succeeded. And coaching was the first thing that I felt like a failure in. So I honestly like ignored it. Like when Jessie would text me, I would ignore her, or I would just kind of like brush her off. And I just felt like I was always, like it was such a burden, and procrastinated it so much. If I just did the daily behaviors, it would have been quicker than me laying on the couch thinking about doing them. Like, it's just, when I look back, it's just so silly. It's like every day I felt like a failure in my first 1.5 years. And that's a horrible feeling. Like, you get really discouraged as a coach. Like, it makes you not love it. Like, I didn't love being a coach. I loved the programs. I loved the journey. I loved the girls. But I didn't, honestly, like, I thought about quitting. Like, I told my husband, like, I think I want to quit because I didn't enjoy it. Like, I wasn't finding joy in the business because I wasn't doing anything to succeed. So anyways, last summer, I guess, it was like this last year has been the hardest year of our lives. We have a lot of like family sickness. We lost our dog. We moved across the country. Family members like stopped talking to us. So it's just been a really, really hard year. And when we moved across the country, we moved to North Carolina in August, and it was too late to get a teaching job because school had already started, and I really hated teaching, so that was okay with me. It was right after Summit too, so I just kind of said, like, I'm going to do this. I have to do this. I have to show up every day, or else, like, what am I doing? What's the point of me posting? Because posting wasn't giving me income. Like, my posts are great, but like Jessie literally messaged me like, your posts are great, so why are you not hitting Success Club? Like, because I'm not doing anything. Like, that's all I'm doing. And so I just made a commitment after Summit. Like, Summit really was the realization, like, wow, it changed all these people's lives. Like, why am I holding myself back and not allowing it to change mine as well? So in August, I said, like, I'm going to be consistent every day. I'm going to do this. And I did. So I sent like so many invites a day, and I was very, very consistent. So like 2 weeks in, I'm like, well, why am I not seeing success? Like, why am I not helping anybody? And 3 months in, I'm like calling Jessie, like, something's going on here, because I've been really consistent for 3 months, and like, I'm not helping the amount of people I want to help, and I'm not hitting certain goals I want to hit. But really, like, it doesn't just take consistency for a week. Like, I had no traction because I wasn't inviting. So like, I was starting as a new coach pretty much in August. Like, when you take a break from your business, or you stop inviting and you stop doing your daily behaviors, even if it's for a month, like, you have to make that month up. Like, it's almost like we have to work harder if we're not doing it. And so like, you have to be consistent in all things. Like, even if you go a month without maybe making your connections, like, that's a huge deal. You're going to notice it that next month. You have to invite, you have to connect, you have to follow up. Like, you have to do all the parts of business builders, which it took me a really long time to realize that. I thought it was okay to just do one thing one day, one thing another day, and it just wasn't, that's not how it was. So you cannot skip the important behaviors. And then another thing that had changed is when I said like, okay, I'm going to do it, you have to have a certain belief in yourself. You can't, I think a lot of times as new coaches, like I was one of them, I was one of them for like a year and a half. You have to say, you have to own your business, because in your posts, people can tell if you have confidence, and people can tell if you're loving it. And if you're just kind of like posting like, oh, hey, here's my workout, with like, people are going to see that you don't have that confidence. Like, you have to have that belief in yourself, because that's going to shine through your posts. It's going to shine through your Insta stories, and people don't want to trust you and join you if you're not happy and you're not loving life. And, you know, they don't know that you're a brand new coach. They don't know that you're an Emerald coach. Like, act like you're like the boss of Beachbody. Like, who cares? Like, sometimes in my posts I act like I'm some like big shot. I'm not, you know, like, but like, who cares if you act like it, right? Like, I think that's attractive. Like, people want to see that you're loving it, that you just got off a team call, and, you know, talk about all aspects of coaching. And like, another thing is, do not say, I'll do it tomorrow. Like, I was the queen for a year and a half of saying, I'll do it tomorrow. Oh, I'm too tired. I'll do my invites tomorrow. I'll double up on my invites tomorrow. No, you're not. You're not going to double up. You, like, I said that for a year and a half, and I never did. It was always just, something's going to come up. Either you're busy, you're traveling, you're exhausted, you're sick. Like, there's always something that comes up. You have to just own it. Like, don't go to bed until your business building activities are done. It's a part of like a job. Like, if I was a teacher, if I didn't show up to work, I didn't get paid. If I didn't do, you know, my lesson plans, I would be fired. If I didn't, you know, like, that's the same thing. Like, I think a lot of times, because there's not a boss like looking over us, we just kind of slack. But it's like, we want to see our businesses grow, but if we don't show up, it's not going to grow. It's the same thing with working out. If you're not working out every day and you're not eating healthy, you're not going to see results. It's literally the exact same thing with your business. So, you know, sometimes that meant for me, I needed to prioritize my life. Like, I watched way too much TV. TV was a priority for me. Like, I love The Bachelor, and that was a priority over my business. Really, you can DVR everything. So I'm not saying you can never watch TV. Like, I think it's important to relax and have a life, but you can DVR things. So like, put your power hour first. Set a goal. Like, I'm going to get my power hour done in an hour. That way I'll have time for TV after. Like, set yourself a goal. Or like at our team retreat if you do your power hour in the morning, our corporate leader said, like, everyone loves their energized. Well, do your power hour, and your reward is your energized. Like, I think that's such a cool idea, to have a reward after your power hour if you're having a hard time getting it done. So like, I do not scroll social media or watch Insta stories until my power hour is done. Like, scrolling social media is not a part of our business. And I think it's great to connect with people on there, but until I have my invites and my follow-ups and my connections and I've expanded my network, I do not scroll social media. I do not watch Insta stories, because I spent way too much time on that for the first, year and a half, 2 years of my business. And it didn't do any, that's not a part of our business building activities. So it's really like the idea that social media is our business. Social media is not just for fun, to like stalk on people's pictures, like having that idea that it's our business. That way, when you log on, you're not just finding yourself like scrolling aimlessly. So when it comes to posts, like, once I found, my rhythm, and I was getting in a habit of doing it every single day, organizing my posts. I think posts are a part of our business building activities. For me, I post at least 2 times a day. I know some people only post once. I don't know which one's right or whatever. I think it's up to whichever person. But I also make sure my posts aren't just posting for posting. When I used to post just to post, I would get no likes. And honestly, that was just a waste of my time, because people can tell if you're just posting to post. Like, add value in your posts, or, not everything has to have value, but, share about your life, be vulnerable, share about your transformations. And also, don't just share about health and fitness. I get more messages than anything about my dogs or my husband over like health and fitness. Like, people want to see that you're a real person. And once I really started organizing my posts, I have a Post-it, which I'm not at my desk anymore, but I was going to show you guys. I have a Post-it that I write every single Sunday night or Monday morning. And I write out everything I want to share in my posts that week. So I always share at least once about Shakeology. I always share about my challenge groups. I always share, like maybe I'm running a free group that week. I always do at least 4 coaching breadcrumbs in my posts. And I always do at least 2 challenge group call to actions or coaching call to actions, depending on the time of the month. And I literally put check marks or bubbles next to those words. And every day I check if I've posted about those. So if it's Wednesday and I haven't posted about Shakeology or challenge, or if I haven't done any of that, I know my posts weren't really adding value. They weren't adding value to like my business and really explaining it. So our posts are like, that's a business building activity is how I look at it. So like if I'm not talking about the business enough that week, I'm like, okay, well that's why I'm not hitting Success Club because, or that's why I'm not getting coaches because I haven't talked about it at all. So like I'm just going to kind of give you like tips of what I do, I guess, or what I've been doing, I guess. So I breadcrumb constantly in my posts and Insta stories. Like make sure you show up every single day to Insta stories. I know everybody tells you this, but truly, like show up every single day to Insta stories. Show your workout, show maybe you making a healthy meal, but then also show your life. Like show yourself walking into work or in your healthy meal packed or whatever. Like show your life. People don't want to just see that you're like just health and fitness. There's a lot of coaches, especially on Instagram. So make sure you stand out. Like people want to see, make sure to still share about your life too, like us. Oh yeah, sorry. I get like ADD watching people. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so make sure you share about your life. Like you want to stand out, but people want to trust you. Like they want to see your life. They don't want to just think you're 24/7 like health and fitness because that's not really fun to see. You don't stand out. Like they want to be able to relate to you. And let's say you're a new mom like Jessie, or you're a teacher, or you're a dog mom and you love the beach or whatever. Like share about that and find ways to incorporate coaching or challenge groups into those posts. Like that's, I breadcrumb coaching and challenge groups into my family posts all the time. And then another thing that I've done over the last like 4 months is I'm having constant conversations. Like last August and September when I was trying to figure out why I wasn't hitting Success Club, I realized I was doing a ton of invites every day, but I was not connecting. So like the connections are such a huge part because there's so many network marketers out there who don't care about the connections and who just want like are salesy. And I realized like I was being too salesy, just inviting them first. I'm not saying I don't do that anymore, but I think it's really important to build a connection as well. So you should be having constant conversations. Like if your inbox is at 0 every single day, like you're not talking to enough people. My goal is every single day when I wake up, I should have at least 10 unread messages, not in our coach threads, because we have a million coach threads, those don't count, but like 10 unread messages every morning. That means like the day before I had good conversations, a minimum of 10. Because if I wake up that morning and I have like 5 unread messages, I know I didn't talk to enough people that next day or that day before. Because not everybody's going to respond to you. So like if you send 10 messages, maybe only half of those people respond to you. So it's really like a numbers game. And that's what I really realized. Like I need to connect with more people. I need to send more messages. So my goal is kind of like 10 every morning. I know if I have 10 unread messages, I'm good. And I kind of already talked about that. And this is another thing, like when I hit diamond, like the first year of my business, and I kind of thought like, yeah, I hit diamond, I'm done, I'm good. Like like I rocked. Yeah, I don't have to do anything else. Everyone's just going to come to me now. Like I don't have to invite anymore or whatever. And sorry if you can hear my dogs barking. Sorry about that. But, so like when you hit diamond, when you hit 1-star diamond, like even when you hit 5-star elite, like Jessie, you still have to put in the work. Like what elite coaches, what Jessie does is not any different than what like a brand new coach should be doing. It's the exact same thing. And that for me, I really had to learn that because I thought like when you hit diamond, like I could take a little break. I pushed really hard to get to diamond. I'm going to take like a 2-week break and like just not do anything. Well, guess what? I lost my diamond because I wasn't continuing to add to the business. And you have like when you hit a certain rank or a certain goal, that doesn't mean you stop. that just like those people that are, you know, at those certain goals, they just work harder. They don't do anything different. They just show up every single day. And that like took me a long time to realize that like it doesn't stop once you hit your goal. You have to keep going. But and it's the same thing whether you're, you know, been in the business for 5 years and are super successful, or you're brand new. You're doing the exact same things. You're inviting, connecting, expanding your network, posting, yada yada yada. And then the last thing I just want to kind of like say is it truly comes down to consistency. Like people can tell you to do these certain things. Jesse told me for a year and a half, I listened to, you know, calls, I listened to everything. I was always motivated, but until I like made a decision, like I'm going to do this and I'm going to stay consistent, I didn't have like any joy in my business. Like in my business, of course, I loved the health and fitness. I loved meeting all the girls and all that. But I didn't find any joy in my business until like I started helping more people truly. And I know a couple weeks ago, we had that national wake up call. I forget who it was, Daria, I think, where she said like she was consistent for 7 months. She posted about free groups. She posted about challenge groups. And literally it was crickets. And then all of a sudden one day she got stuff. I resonated to that so much because since August, I have posted very consistently about challenge groups and all that. And I would legit complain to my husband every single time I posted like a coaching application or challenge group because nobody responded. I mean, for like a year and a half, nobody responded. And now like I have people responding, not hundreds. I still invite like a ton. But just the fact maybe 10 people fill out my application, like I legit cried the first time because I was so happy. So it really does take that consistency. And that's really all. Like I really feel like consistency is a secret sauce for everybody. Like no matter what stage you're at, like you just have to be consistent and own the business. And no matter what's going on, you show up. You know, even if it's a hard day, you know, even if your dog's dying or someone's sick or you're sick, like you just show up. It's not hard. We can do it in our pajamas from the couch, you know, like just show up. So anyways, that's all I kind of had to share.
Okay, does anyone have questions for Alex? Alex, you just did awesome.
Thank you.
Any questions right now? Okay, I wanted to touch on a few things that she said. So one of the big that I hold on, sorry, it's like I'm filming. Okay, so one of the big things that I used to always tell Alex, like she said, I'd be like, your posts are awesome. Like, what are you doing? Because I could tell her posts are awesome and you can put up these good posts. But if you are not doing a power hour and you're not connecting, no one's seeing those posts. So basically, you're putting in work to get those posts up. You're taking time to do it, to take that picture, to write something. You have great information there, whatever you're trying to share or just inspire or motivate. But if you aren't connecting, no one's seeing it. And with Alex, I told her for so long, like, I'm not even kidding. I would be like, your posts are awesome. You just need to do your power hours. And eventually she started doing them. And that's when she saw that big change in her business, because all of a sudden those posts that she was doing the work behind the scenes. So people were seeing it, and then people get inspired by it. And Facebook is strategic for you guys that are newer coaches. Facebook only puts you in people's news feeds if you are commenting on their stuff and having conversations with them. So you can add tons of people to your network, but if you are not talking to them and you are not commenting on their stuff, then you're not going to be in each other's news feeds. So that's why you really have to make it a priority to connect. And we aren't like any other company, because we are a company that is about building relationships, and especially on our team, because I know there's other teams out there that are salesy posts, and I don't want our team to be that way. I want our team to be a team that connects with people, that builds relationships with people, and that people, you know, really feel confident and trust you. And that's what we're trying to do. So by building those relationships, that's why people want to be a part of it, is to be a part of that community. And I'm sure everyone on this call right now can say at some point in their life they felt crappy about themselves or struggled with anxiety or being depressed about things or feeling alone or not having good friends. All of those things are things that girls feel all the time. And as a team, we want to help each other not feel that way and really just help each other. So make sure in the business that you're not like, oh, I'm failing. Like when Alex was saying she wasn't seeing the joy in it, it wasn't that she couldn't be successful in this business. And I think that was one of the hardest things for me to watch was like, I knew she would be successful in this business. I knew she had everything it took, but you have to do the power hours and you have to have that consistency, because if you don't, like for instance, she mentioned this, if you do it for a month or you do it for 3 months, like when she started being really consistent and was like, I'm doing it, like I'm doing what you said. And I was like, I know, but you weren't before, and now you have to build yourself back up. Because even for me right now, you guys, even leading an elite team, if I stop connecting and stop doing power hours for a full month and I just stop, I'm like, okay, whatever, we have this awesome team. I don't need to do power hours. I can guarantee you that next month I would not hit Success Club, because it doesn't matter what I've built. It matters that I'm staying consistent every single day and that I'm doing the things that a brand new coach is doing. I don't do anything different. Like Alex said, we all do the same stuff. We do the basics. The top coach in the company, she's not doing anything that you guys aren't learning as a basic brand new coach just starting off. She is sticking to those 4 vital behaviors, and she is doing power hours every single day. The only difference between her and you is that she's probably doing a lot more power hours than you probably have time to do. So that's the only difference. It's not that she has a better, following or whatever. That all comes with building the business, but just sticking to the vital behaviors is how you grow. Hold on really fast. Oh, with messages. That is something that I do as well. So in the morning, if you wake up and you have, hi Bryce. In the morning, if you wake up and you have 0 messages in your inbox, that is when you have to be honest with yourself and tell yourself you didn't probably send any messages the day before. And it's hard sometimes, like really being honest with yourself and being like, okay, I didn't do the work, because it's easier to be like, oh, I'm just not good at this, or, oh, I'm not good at this because I don't look like her, or I don't have her following, or I don't know social media, all these different things, or I don't have the time that she has. Whatever it is, it's easy to put the fault on something else instead of saying like, hey, I sent no messages yesterday, so today I have no one that messaged me, because that's what we do. I try to, before I go to bed, I have messages. Right now my schedule is super crazy, but at 2:30 in the morning I feed the baby, and at 3:30 is when I do a full power hour. Because that's just like how it's working out, or that's my spot that I have to get it in. And I'm trying to figure it all out. But you have to just figure out what's going to work for you. Do you have to get up earlier? Do you have to stay up later? And if you're serious about building the business, you really just have to commit to that time. How Alex said, saying like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow, or I'm too tired today, or today was too long of a day. When you start telling yourself you'll do it tomorrow, that is when you start pushing it back. Every single day, it goes back a little further. Your dreams become a little bit further away, and you start having self-doubt. So don't sit, even today, don't get off this call and be like, okay, I'm going to start tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm going to start being consistent. Get off this call, and if you don't have your why written out, write out your why. If you don't have your vision and that dream life that you want written out on paper that you can read every single day, then write that out tonight. You should all know this, but make it so that you write out your why super strong, and then write out if you had nothing holding you back in life. You didn't have a job, you didn't have bills to worry about, you didn't have anything, and you could live anywhere, do anything, drive whatever car, figure out what you'd be doing and write that all out on paper so that you can read your why and that other piece of paper every single morning. And then also, if you have not done your power hour, don't get off this call tonight and just go to bed, or just go do your family stuff and then say, okay, well, I'm too tired and my kids were supposed to go to bed an hour ago and it just took me 2 hours instead, so I'm going to go to bed. Instead, tell yourself, I'm getting in that power hour tonight. Like these team calls can be awesome. And you can get on national wake up calls and they can be awesome. I love those calls on Mondays. But if you get off and you took notes or you got inspired, but you don't apply it, then your business is not going to move forward. You gotta really applying it and be consistent. And let today.
Sorry.
Yeah, go.
So for me, when I was a full-time teacher, an hour was really, really hard to find the time to do. Obviously I could have, but when I really thought about it, you have, let's say 15 minutes here and there, no matter what everybody does, you always have a lunch break, or let's say you have a break in between you get home from the time your kids come home, or whatever your schedule is, your hour doesn't have to be at 4 a.m. for a full hour. Cause that for me, I liked my sleep. So that for me, I was like, heck no, am I gonna get up at 4? And so if you can fit it in into 15 minutes, here and there, figure out your schedule. It doesn't always have to be an hour. Everybody has a lunch hour, no matter what you do, your kids nap, or you're a teacher, you're a doctor, whatever you are, you have 15 minutes here and there. Don't think it has to be an hour all at once. That for me, when I found, if I have 10 minutes in between, let's say I'm sitting at an appointment and you wait for your doctor for 20 minutes, that legitimately could be a quarter of your power hours. Think about all those times throughout the day. Let's say you're sitting down eating a snack, or let's say you turn on TV for 15 minutes. Instead of turning on that TV, you could be doing part of your power hour. So you have to kind of evaluate how you run your day and what works best for you, because everybody has time in their day, no matter what you think.
Yeah. And you guys, all of us have different schedules. I had just said 3:30 in the morning. For me, I have to feed my baby at 2:30. And so how it's working out is I have to do my power at 3:30, because then I don't know when I'm going to get it in. But that doesn't mean that you're getting up at 3:30 or 2:30 in the morning to do a power hour. Figure out what works for you. Look at your schedule and say, okay, this is what my schedule looks like. And when can I do the power hour? And also, how Alex said, she plans out her week on Sundays. For all of you that have full-time jobs or you're a full-time mom, plan your weeks out. That is so crucial to your business, because on Sundays, or maybe you work Sundays and make it Saturdays, whatever. But typically on Saturday or Sunday, prep your food, know when you're doing your workouts, and decide on that day when you're doing your power hours. So okay, this is what I have this week. This is when I'm doing my personal development. This is when I'm doing all this stuff. Then the other thing is plan out your posts. Think about what you need to post. When Alex said, I forget, hold on, because I wrote it down. Oh, your posts need to add value to your business. That's something else that was huge when she said that, because you can put up posts, but if you don't post about challenge groups and coaching, and you're only posting about your journey, no one's going to want to join your team if you only post about your journey. If you don't get on team calls and you don't listen to National Wake Up Call and you don't go to Super Saturdays, those are all things that come with your business. So make sure when you're putting out posts every single week, you should have coaching posts, challenge group posts. You can show different people's transformations. You want to make sure you're hitting on all those things. And Alex, maybe you could share just a picture of what kind of posts you put up, not, the thing. Okay, she's going to grab it. But that way you guys know, checking it off each week, that makes sure that you're okay, I got this in. Because one of the things I see a lot in coaches are okay, well, no one wants to coach with me. No one wants to join my team. And then I'll go look at their Facebook page and I'll look down it and I'll see, or their Instagram, and I'm okay, well, you didn't share about coaching ever in your business. So why would someone want to join you if you're not sharing about it? Or why would someone want to join a challenge group if you don't share about what the challenge group's doing for you and share results of challengers? Those are all things you need to be doing. And planning that out on Sunday sets your week up to be so much more successful, because you're busy during the week. So you got to take that time on a Sunday to set yourself up so you know what to do. Alex, do you want to tell them just what like you have on your little sticky note? That was an awesome.
So I do this like every single Sunday night or Monday morning. Like I said, I don't know if it's back. Is that backwards for you guys?
Yeah, but that's okay.
Okay. I'll post a picture. But you can see it's like nothing fancy here. It says I do one, and every week's a little bit different, but one challenge group breadcrumb. I legit put a circle, and then when I post about that week, I check it off. And the next one is, so this week I'm not promoting like a challenge group or anything, so I'm trying to really get coaches this week. So mine are going to be really coach focused this week. So 2 coaching call to Tucker, stop. Sorry, my dogs. 2 coaching call to actions. So I put 2 circles, and one of them I'm going to do tonight, and then I'm going to cross it off. And then the next one I wanted to promote like lift 4, so I have a little circle next to that. And then 3 coaching breadcrumbs. So that's just like in my posts, you know, whatever I'm doing throughout the day. Like yesterday I posted a picture with my dog, and I was like, cutest coworker ever, sitting at my desk. Like that's a breadcrumb. They're going to be like, wait, what does she do? How does she work from home? And then the next one, I always want to post about Shakeology. I don't ever post a picture of like my cup, like, hey, here's my Shakeology. I, you know, try to get more creative than that. And so I literally just have circles next to it. I don't know if you guys can see that. And I always look at it every morning when I sit at my desk. And then if like by Wednesday, if I haven't crossed anything off, I know my posts have not been focused on my business that week, and I know I really need to reevaluate my posts and really get started on talking about the business, because if we're not talking about the business, any aspect, accountability groups or Shakeology or whatever, then I'm probably not going to help as many people that week. So
Awesome. And you guys, like she said, with a coaching post, when we say sprinkle in coaching, that means exactly what she said. So she had her dog next to her, and she's like, my coworker. I do that with my kids, and say like, oh, working from home today, and my little helper, my assistant. Something I posted today was I went to Starbucks, and I posted about being able to, you know, go work at Starbucks, and I had both my kids with me and my puppy. Not looking like a puppy anymore. The thing is huge. But those are the things that you want to be sharing about. So it doesn't need to be something crazy, but just sharing like, hey, I'm able to do this, and sharing little different things. Like super simple to be like, hey, look at my cute, adorable dog who's my assistant today, or who's my coworker today. That is something simple, but it is sharing about coaching, and it's making people think like, oh, I could be doing that at home, like, and that could be my dog. Like, it sounds stupid, but it really works. And those are little things that you want to get in. And anytime that you're like, hey, I'm sitting at Starbucks, or I'm working, I have 15 minutes today before I pick up my kids, and I'm doing stuff in the car working, or maybe I got on a call with a coach or a challenger. All of those little things let people know about your business and about what you do. Something else you want to make sure you're sharing on your Insta stories and Facebook stories is share about on demand, because people don't know. We always assume that people know what a challenge group is, and that people know what coaching is, and that people know what the on demand is. People don't know. They have no idea. So if you're just like, hey, I'm in a challenge group and I love it, that means nothing but showing people like, hey, I'm going to log in and check on my challengers today, and letting them see what it looks like, or sharing results, or sharing different, like sometimes I don't ever put people's names. Like, so if someone responded in things, I would, if I'm reading comments, I don't ever like share people's names. I just X them out. But share stuff that's going on so that people know what you're doing, because you can put up awesome posts, but if they don't have anything to do with coaching or challenge groups or the business, then your posts are awesome, but they're not going to build your business. They're just going to be an awesome post. And last thing, look happy. You guys, if you are feeling good and you're doing your workouts and you're eating clean, not all the time, but that you're a lot of the time eating clean and working out and drinking your shake and doing your personal development, you should be feeling awesome. And when you're feeling awesome, your posts are easy to just come across as having fun. I'm going to pull up, hold on one second. Oops, sorry. Hold on 1 second. Okay, what? Sorry, it's share screen. It'd be cool if it like let me. Okay, can you guys see my screen right now?
It says error initializing core MIDI, M-I-D-I.
Okay, hold on. I don't know. An error occurred during activation. Screen sharing has stopped as the share window is closed. Okay, wait. I think now you
Do you
can.
need me to pull something up?
Can you guys see it right now? Are you guys able to see it right now? Hopefully.
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, awesome. So I wanted to pull up Alex's page. So for those of you guys who are like maybe haven't seen her stuff, this is what her posts look like. So she has her workout posts, but when you look at her workout posts, it's not just a selfie. It's not just her like, okay, here's my post. I have to put it up. But it's her actually being excited and her husband with her, and you can tell they just did a killer workout. Then you scroll through. You're going to look and see that when she's putting these posts up, she's just smiling and she's happy. You're not going to get, here's a team photo. You're not going to get just a post where she's like, okay, I have to put this up. And you really want to make sure you're feeling your best inside so that, okay, how adorable is this? She's out in the rain, jumping up. Like, these are posts that you want to like and you want to love because they're so cute and adorable. And you can get outside and do these things, you guys, and it doesn't take anything fancy. But in all this stuff, here's her simple little coaching breadcrumb, the cutest coworker. She has her computer, she has her list, she has her puppy, and she has a huge smile on her face. And I can't stress enough that those smiling, happy photos are the one that are going to grab your attention. Then you go down to here. Here's Alex again on the left. And then she shared transformation. So she talked about the new program that's coming out. And then she also shared people's transformation so people know what kind of program this is going to be and the results that they can get. Here she's showing some moves. And again, look at her selfie. She is smiling and excited. So just think about those things when you're putting up a post. You want to make sure that you're excited, because if you're standing there and like making it seem like you hate it, then why is anyone wanting to join you? Why is anyone going to think that this can make them happier and this can change their life? You want to fully believe it, and you should believe it if you're sticking to the vital behaviors every single day, because that is when you are excited and you're smiling and you're feeling good. Always work on yourself first, and then the rest comes with the power hours and consistency. Do you guys have any questions right now? No? And also, you guys, when you listen to National Wake Up Call, that's something that like you can share about in a coaching post. You can talk about that call on Mondays. You can screenshot something about it. You can share a little snippet in your Insta stories. Sometimes I'll like literally record a little part of it and share it if it's something that like I think is really awesome for people to hear. So just know that's another way you're building your business, you're building your mindset, and you're also sharing that part of coaching and those business stuff. All right. that is it. Thank you guys for all getting on, especially those of you who had to get on Me Coach Call first and then this, because I know that was kind of long. But thank you, Alex. That was awesome. And you are doing awesome. And hopefully that helped you guys. And for all of you that are not being consistent or that did not do your power hour tonight, you need to get off this call and get in your power hour. Send it to your coach that's on this call or post it in one of the threads that you are in and let them know you completed your power hour. And let this be your motivation to say, hey, I haven't been consistent. I'm not doing the things I need to be doing. And that's why my business isn't growing, or that's not why I'm not, reaching my goals and my dreams. Just be honest with yourself, but get that power hour in tonight and let tonight be the night that you start being serious about it and don't let it slip up. If you have any other questions, let us know. You can message me, you can message Alex, but thank you all so much for getting on and have a great night, guys.